I'm new to the game. You know, I'm a wrestler. Obviously, you know, being on my back is not my strong suit, but you know, I took the risk and went for it. Thought I could get it, but I was fine on my back. I felt, you know, Arizona Combat Sport, we work, you know, day in and day out, you know, off our back and training, you know, fighting a guy like Carmelo, who's you know, pretty decorated wrestler. There's a point, you know, where I could have been on my back from a takedown or whatnot. So, you know, I felt fine there. I was just looking for an opportunity to stand back up. So. The doctor said they blew my MCL out and maybe ACL, hopefully not, but it was in the first. One of the first takedowns is kind of I was passing from half guard, trying to, you know, pass in side control, and I just heard my knee pop, which isn't a really big deal because, you know, they pop every once in a while. But I stood back up and I felt that it was really loose, and you know, it really didn't do too much as far as you know, impeding me in the fight or anything like that. But it's starting to swell up a little bit, so hopefully ACL is fine. Don't really want to deal with that.
When you said after the fight to Mr. Rogan that you characterized it as so-so.
Yeah.
Why did you?
I don't know. I just didn't feel like you know, I was, you know, pretty harsh on myself. I didn't feel like I fought to my potential. You know, I felt tired out there a little bit. Maybe some nerves of being in you know, my first big UFC fight. You know, besides the Ultimate Fighter house and that kind of thing. But you know, just from, you know, from the arm bar, I felt like I didn't transition well. You know, could have went for a triangle here or there. You know, I felt like I was a little sloppy on my stand up. You know, you were tightening a lot of things up, and I just felt like I could have been more technical and transitioned a little better. You know, but you know, a win's a win, and I just got to look forward to my next fight and getting better from there.
You were talking about Carmelo being a good wrestler. He's recognized as a good wrestler in your weight class in MMA. And he didn't defend one of your takedowns until the third round. At that point, maybe late in the third round, he was finally able to defend one of your takedowns, and he still got one afterwards. But knowing that you went up against a guy that does have a decorated wrestling background, you're still able to take him down. And how does that make you feel in terms of going up against other guys that are wrestlers?
Oh, I feel, you know, it feels great. I feel like I have, you know, wrestling above and beyond a lot of guys in my, you know, weight class, and you know, we have a lot of guys. When we fought on this card, you know, Aaron Simpson, who just had the knockout, you know, on the preliminary card. You know, he's my coach at ASU. We go together every day, so it's not, you know, you come into Arizona Combat Sports, you're walking into, you know, who's who of college wrestling. And anytime we have 3 to 4 Division I All-Americans, you know, CB there, Kellen Flukiger sometimes, so. You know, I just get to work with those guys, top-level guys, every day, and I don't think that, you know, other camps have that. You know, we push each other, you know, really hard, and, you know, going with Aaron Simpson and CB Holloway, you know, and it is perfect for Marrero. So I, you know, defended shots if need be, and you know, I know how to go in there and get him if I need be, and you know, put a wrestler on his back, and that's where he doesn't want to be. So I tried to do that in his fight.
Depending on the extent of the injury or injuries, do you look forward to another fight or two in 2009?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think I, you know, can definitely squeeze 2 in, you know, by year's end. You know, just get my knee checked out. You know, hopefully it's fine, and you know, go from there. And then yeah, I hope to get 2 fights. You know, and I want to continue to grow. Pretty new in the MMA game, came from wrestling, so I want to get that cage, you know, octagon time in, and you know, just get out the kinks and just continue growing as an MMA fighter.
How is the difference between fighting, you know, from a wrestling standpoint or a smaller show standpoint, and fighting on a big stage here where, you know, winning isn't necessarily enough for the fans, you're going to lose sometimes?
Yeah.
How did that
Yeah, I mean, it's a double-edged sword. I mean, you gotta win and you gotta be exciting. It's hard to do both sometimes, you know, and the fans want to see something, but, you know, sometimes it goes against your best interests, you know. So you got to get that win, but at the same time, you got to be exciting. So that's a fine line that we walk. And, you know, UFC, you know, be cut at any time. So there's a lot of pressure on the fighters to go out there, not only to get the win, but to, you know, do it in a, you know, in a fashion that pleases the fans.
Did it upset you when you heard the crowd express a little discontent?
No, it didn't upset me, but, you know, obviously you don't like to be booed. And, you know, I was kind of disappointed in myself a little bit, you know, just from that kind of aspect. But, you know, what can you do? I was out there, you know, giving it my all at that time. So, I really couldn't do anything else about it. So.
Okay. Question for Aaron. You used to coach Sky Wrestling. You've seen him grow in sport, obviously, now that he's been in the big show. Do you feel that his wrestling is still on the same level? A lot of guys talk about the fact that once I transition from wrestling to this, I lose time, practicing my takedowns because I got to dedicate time to subs and striking. How do you think his wrestling has been holding up?
Well, it's holding up. I mean, we were just at the ring. He was wrestling here a couple weeks ago. We battled for, I don't know, 30 minutes or something like that. And it was, we have to keep that. Any wrestler that says, I wrestle my whole life, I don't need to do that anymore. I'm gonna strike. I'm gonna stand up to this. To me, I think it's you're taking one of your disciplines and just throwing it out and forgetting about it, because you have to drill, you have to stay up on him, and he's right up there. He is one of the strongest 205-pounders in that weight class. I guarantee it. I mean, I've wrestled some very strong people in my life, and been against some world champs and Olympic champs, and no one as strong as him. So that's a force right there, and I don't think people realize he comes off that show and he's very well liked and very well received, and they want him to be exciting every time. Of course, you want that, but I think he fought a smart fight. I mean, Carmelo is very dangerous. He's one of those guys that he's so damn tough that you have to fight a smart fight. And to me, might play a little issue, but it's just one of those things where Gray Maynard got booed a couple times, and now look at it. I mean, he's very exciting. So he's got some fights ahead of him. Thank you.
How was your conditioning for the fight? Were you pleased with that?
I actually kind of felt a little tired. I don't know, I don't know if we overtrained or what, but I definitely put in the hours in the gym. Been going hard. I felt, I don't know, or after the first, I kind of felt a little sluggish when I was on top. I went to go give some, little power shots, and I felt like I was throwing 22s out there a little bit, but I don't know. I mean, just looking at the rest of the card, I thought a lot of the guys looked tired, and I was like, oh, I hope I don't look tired out there, but I did feel it a little bit, so I'd have to say yes, I did. I wasn't happy with the conditioning aspect of my fight.
Obviously, things slowed down a bit in the third. Was that more conditioning, or were you feeling the injury by then?
I really wasn't feeling the injury. I felt something was wrong. It was just a little loose, but when you're out there, your adrenaline's going, you're not going to feel much. But it had nothing to do with the injury as far as slowing me down, really, I don't think. Just a little fatigue, and when you get two wrestlers out there, you don't realize the strain and the when you're in half guard or so. Those wrestlers have those hips, man, and at any time they could they just pop right up. So it's hard to keep a guy on his back, or especially another wrestler.